Hello and welcome to Nollywood Film Club. I'm Mr. C, a Virgo critic. I hope you're doing well. I have an episode for you today where it's one of those ones where we're having a hangout. I think we have one more hangout before our next film, or actually, we might have a next film for you next week. But today is on this episode, it's a hangout. And we discussed a couple of things. We discussed some marketing tactics. We discuss some of the Nollywood procedures, health and safety procedures to be more exact. And yeah, I thought this was interesting conversation. It's not the most back and forth. It's not the most damning, but I think all of it is always interesting for me. And I hope you enjoy Nollywood Film Club discussing red circle marketing and Zubby Chan's fly kick. All right. Anyway, welcome to Nollywood Film Clubs. We do discuss Nollywood movies / Nollywood topics / just chill. That's the thing we do now these days. Every Sunday, 6 p.m. What? Today, we're just chilling. That's it. We're just chilling. We're just catching up on the week, saying what's on our mind, any news we wanted to talk about. I've highlighted a few things that's been on my mind that I wanted to discuss. And we'll see whether there's anything interesting other people have to say. Anyway, but let me open the floor just in case us speakers have anything to say. Vanessa, do you have anything on your mind going on this week?
As regards Nollywood?
As regards Nollywood.
Yeah, no, to be honest, I'm okay. The only thing I have on my mind is I'm detaching. Wait, I feel like I've been saying this now for the past 3 years, so I guess more oil to my engines.
What's the catcher of all time? I'm
The
thank God
worst,
for that.
the absolute worst detacher of all time. But no, I think it's hard because, like we always say, we get these pockets of hope, and like true addicts, these little things pull us back in. Like now, I'm here, seeing, oh my God, my father's shadow is gonna come to movie. I'm gonna watch it. Oh, hope for Nigerian cinema. There's people I'm rooting for, like Uzamaka. So I cannot fully detach. But yes, I am sort of detaching. But then something will happen, and like there's like a bare minimum passable film on YouTube. I'm like, oh, that was a lovely watch. Sure. And then I never seem to leave. But yeah, there's nothing really pressing on my mind per se. I just, nah. The only
Okay.
thing is that if anybody knows where I can bootleg telenovelas with subtitles, much appreciated.
Wow. All right. Thank. Um. All right. So I wish you the worst luck with your detachment from Nollywood. As much as we can detach, to be honest, until we detach, then maybe the Lord can help you with your journey of detaching from Nollywood. Until then,
Not you saying I'm joined with you people. This is
yes,
my
yes. This is
you
a
people. Me,
community.
I discovered that when I'm in the presence of Mr. and Mrs. C, we all the three of us join together. Only one working brain cell. We might sound intelligent on this space. Guys, we're dumb. We're
But
stupid in each other's presence. It's actually ridiculous. I'm just telling you people now.
okay, all right.
It's our one brain cell for this to tie ourselves to Nollywood. That's how we ended up here.
Okay. All right. So one of the things that I've been interested in is I don't I don't know who is behind the marketing with Red Circle. And I think it's Kiki. And there are a couple of things I want to say about this based on what's on my mind. Is that on one hand, it feels like Kiki certainly has something in terms of drawing attention or gathering. it's certain kind of hype, because for the Black Book, in terms of, we saw it, how people, magazines were doing all this write up for one of them was average B, like call it a B movie. It's not that it would get a B rating, but just like a very common type movie Hollywood would have seen over and over again, but done much worse. And he had all these international people, right? International uh, uh,
Press,
organizations
English
doing
press.
write-ups for actual some from some respectable names as well. So Kiki, let's clear something going on with her, because there's, even with this red circle, even though it doesn't seem like, maybe I don't think it has the same money attached to it, but there is something to uh the how brazen the marketing is. It's because it's the one thing I've complained about, how Nollywood has been doing. They don't seem to care about the marketing side as much, and so there's credit there. Um, However, some of the marketing of Red Circle has left me confused, very very confused as to the thinking behind it, and it might be because, and I don't know how true this is, but it doesn't feel like this is from the mind of a film person or people, somebody who understands people who are interested in films. Because some of the marketing, even though like I understand how it might capture some attention, I don't see how the attention will translate to somebody going to watch the film. I say this because recently I saw Red Circle marketing, and so they were talking about food combinations that they like, and I was just like, what? And it was just like, I like eating rice and, is it a Eforiro, and come and watch Red Circle. I'm like, what? What? Why these two things? Why these two things together? Why? Whose idea was it to put both of these things together? I don't understand it. And even the trailer, like, since this thing has been being marketed, I actually remember seeing the very first thing that I thought was interesting. Is like, these people are all tied around in a chair, and I was like, oh, maybe this is gonna be one of those gritty crime type things, and it's just hasn't looked, all of the marketing that has followed just doesn't look anything like what was promised. But now, aside the trailer, I would just like interesting clips, interesting shots, some cool BTS stuff. But I keep on getting all this weird, again, things I feel like weird marketing. So, one of the things that I even enjoyed watching from I like Ibrahim, the Suleimans are the people I like those people, right? I have a soft spot for them. And I was watching a video that they were doing BTS, where I guess they had gathered some people to tell him how much he's how great he is, and he's a very nice, and that I believe 100%. I'm just like, what does this have to do with the film? But what does this have to do with the film? I don't know. Why is this? Is this something that's going to make somebody who has no idea what the film is go to watch it? Is it that interesting that, it just seemed like it's just an everyday something that maybe during somebody's birthday, you get your few friends to, say something nice, and then they watch it and you film their reaction. I just wasn't sure why I was watching what I was watching. So, people behind it, please, remember that it's not just to get eyes on said content. You need to connect it to the film somehow, right? You need to go, oh, I need to see this film. That's the point. Anyway, Vanessa, you have your hand up.
Okay. I had said I wasn't going to say anything about this promotion, and I'm still not going to say anything that would cast light on me as a hater, which everyone knows I'm not. But here's a timeline of things that have occurred with the red circle. I can't remember which one came first: the people tied up in a room or people changing their profile picture to red cycle. But some one of those two things came before, and while I appreciate some social media marketing and time bringing in the social media audience, I'm like, cool beans. People started changing their profile picture to red circle. Por qué? Why? We don't know. Then everything went silent for I think a year or something like that. Because I feel like they did that whole thing where people changed their profile pictures, and then we never heard anything with regards to Red Circle again. I don't know what it was. Maybe they were filming, it was in production, and I was like, okay, so why are you doing all of this pre production? Mind you, at this time, pre production or pre shooting, we hadn't even seen a synopsis, but people were changing their Twitter profile pictures. No, no, no protocol. After they came back, Nabila said they don't finish filming. They now came back, and then all of a sudden, people started getting membership cards, ID card. Everybody was now going to a website to go and get, I'm a member of the Red Cycle. What is the Red Cycle that people are members of? We don't know. But you people shall want to be member of Red Cycle. Back home, then we still have not seen synopsis. So apparently, the only place you can see synopsis is on IMDb. Again, no protocol. Then all of a sudden, trailer came from nowhere. We're not like, oh, wonderful trailer. Even though from the trailer, I'm still not understanding what the film is. It's just looking like a mishmash posh of Gangs of Lagos, King of Boys, all the crime films that Nollywood has ever made. That's what that trailer feels like. It was a mashup of. Again, I still don't know what the red circle is and why I should care. Then they now did that their series of emotional clips of the members of the cast crying their eyes because people said they were lovely. Now, while that is nice and all, again, guys, I still don't know what the red circle is and why I should be watching the red circle. Then, Chowdeck. Now, while I understand cultural relevance, given Chowdeck has been doing okay, Abosede said they thought red circle was a cult. Guys. Anywho,
Me too.
all
I
right.
thought it was some. I thought that's where we were heading.
Oh
Honestly,
because you people are changing your profile DP to red circle. You people don't think it's giving cultish? No protocol. Anywho, child deck, down to child deck. So I understand cultural relevance, especially given the past week. Chowdeck has been doing a lot of social media work, releasing stats of some of their top sellers. Now I understand trying to ride the wave of a thing that has cultural relevance. But guys, sitting your cast down and telling us that they like to order Amala on Chowdeck, it's not gonna make me want to watch your film. Why Mama Amoke Amala has made 1 billion, I be how much as she made. More grease to that woman's elbow because I'm trying to get like her in life. However, having people tell me they like eating rice with a eforiru and ordering it on Chowdeck, it's not gonna make me watch Red Circle. I need you people to realize, and now while this might not necessarily be a thing that works for mainstream Nollywood. But I don't think this film is trying to purport itself to be mainstream Nollywood, given the type of promotion it has been doing. Sinners. There is a reason why Sinners beats the proposed odds that they thought Sinners was going to make. One thing, Ryan Coogler in a clip explaining why you should watch the film in IMAX. That was all. Ryan did a clip. Now, while a lot of people who watched that clip may not have understood film language and all of that, Ryan broke it down to say, yo, if you want the best experience for this film, watch it in IMAX. And my nigga, that thing sold. If you want people to watch film, explain to them why they should watch it. Go into this believing your audience does not, because at the end of the day, we don't know what you are doing. You sat down in one room with a group of people and wrote a film. You sat down in another place and you filmed this film. We don't know what is going on behind your brains. Explain it to us so that it makes us want to see things the way you see things. And when we're watching that film, we're going into it knowledgeable. We're going into it aware of what we are expecting, at least to a large extent. We're not saying give us total expo about the film. Don't give us spoilers, but make us want to go into this informed as to why we are watching this. And maybe it ties into Nollywood selling people versus selling film. And while we love Edo Malo and we love all the peoples, right? We can't be selling film. We can't be selling people instead of the actual substance of what we're going to go and watch. Because, again, not to rag on anybody's career, I don't think Nollywood has ticket selling stars. Not in the current economy. Only few people are ticket selling stars in Nollywood, and they are the Funkers and the Toyin Abrahams of the world. There's only a select few people who can use their faces to sell films, which is why till today, Funke Akindele has not done a cinema film in which she is not in it. And until that happens, then we can test whether she is selling film or selling her face. But if for you a smaller film with a smaller budget, with a smaller that what is not Funke, selling people is not gonna get you what you think is going to get you. That's what I think. Again, I would like to be proven wrong. I would like for this film to be good, contrary to what people might think about me, but nothing about the promotion has given me an inkling that this film is going to be good. You have not sold to me anything about this film that makes me think, yeah, this is something I want to watch. Again, it's going to cinema, so I'm not going to watch it when it goes to cinemas because I don't in the Nigeria. I don't know if it has a global cinema release. No, again, guys, information we don't know. Give your audience information. Arm your audience with information that is important to the success of your film. That's all I'm going to say. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Thanks, thanks, Vanessa. Alana, do you want to tell us what's on your mind? Your hand is up.
Yes, good evening, guys. I actually want to I kind of agree with Vanessa with the whole promotions thing, the manner the promotions have taken on. I recall before the trailer came out, I Vanessa was asking what is this movie really about, and I thought to myself, and I even mentioned that I think it's a mystery kind of thing going on because with the whole first of all the whole everybody has to put red circles and all that, and it was intriguing at the time. It was intriguing, and I thought, okay, are we looking at a mystery, are we looking at a psychological thriller, something of that sort? And that's what I had in mind. And then Vanessa, they didn't it's not just Child Echo. There has been collaborations with is it that Lagos football team? There was something with that.
Oh, Lagos
There was
Sporting,
even a
Sporting
whole,
Menene, Sporting
yeah,
FC, what they
Sporting
are calling
Lagos.
them.
Yeah. Yes, Mike Afolarin even traveled to Ibadan. This movie, according to the trailer, had no business in Ibadan, but for some reason, Mike Afolarin traveled to Ibadan like they were doing a promotion for the griot or something. I don't know, but he was in Ibadan, and I just there was no connection. And the earlier what do they call it, the earlier promotion for this movie was intriguing because to some extent I feel like it gave us an idea, even though like Vanessa said we don't have a synopsis, or we didn't get a synopsis and we didn't have a trailer, but it was giving something mystery. And then when the trailer came out, it's kind of crime. And yes, like Vanessa said, it's just like a mashup of a lot of the other Lagos based crime movies that have been popular over time. So okay, crime, but I could still see how the whole putting up the red circle thing, I could see how it could align with what we saw in the trailer, even though honestly that trailer did not it, that trailer kind of let me down. I'm not going to lie about that one, but no problem, things happen and I forgive the trailer. I don't know what the child deck thing is about. I've not watched a lot of the videos, the child deck thing, the whole when they were saying, oh, let's talk about, or let's call all the people that know you from when you were young to like all your relatives and people who love you. I don't know. At that point, it was giving final week of Big Brother house. I don't know what that was about. Like, why are you getting, is somebody dying? Is I don't know if that had anything to do with the movie again. And I feel like the marketing just kind of veered off a track, and now it's just whatever we can do to be in people's faces, which is still valid because honestly, it's going to work. I'm just going to have to say right now, it is going to work just because if you are in people's faces long enough. I mean, which day Timmy was talking about how Funke Akindele went into the markets and was sharing what do they call it? Was sharing merch for ELG and stuff like that. Does it mean that some of those market women are going to watch it in the cinemas? No, not really. But did it, grab attention in some way? Yes, it did. So even if for the purpose of grabbing attention, the marketing thing is going to work. We're in Nigeria. We don't need we don't need any heavy thing. We just need to keep reminding people that this thing is coming out, this thing is coming out, and it will sell. Me sef, I don't really keep money where I go use buy tickets, make I shall go see wetin they really sup. My just see wetin they really sup, because even though the trailer has not really given me something to hold on to, I will shall go and see it, so that it will either show me, well, the marketing somehow aligned eventually, or it will show me, well, probably didn't. But either way, the what is going on now is just, as far as I'm concerned, it's just to keep it in the minds of people. The premiere is coming soon, and then I feel like some of these things self that they are doing, the whole child egg thing, perhaps it could have been even better or even more useful, maybe during the screening, not before it's started screening in cinemas. Maybe during the screening, maybe like a week after it's been in the cinemas, you can then start doing the whole interview with family. Maybe it should have made sense at that time. I don't know why it's coming before it actually starts screening. I don't know the order of things, because even if you are like trying to model the marketing thing after what we see in Hollywood, because they did do these interview things with even on Sinners with Michael B. Jordan and Haley Steinfeld and all that. They did have their little moments, but even with that, it was while it was screening that we got to see some of those clips, not before it started screening. So, I don't know, Sha. I don't know what some of these things have to do. As far as I'm concerned, it's just a way to keep it in the minds of people, and it's working. Both the like trying to involve people and all that, it's all working to me. But I don't know
Can
if
I say,
it's the way.
Alana, I wouldn't
Yeah.
use any one of us in here who is going to watch the film as a good barometer. All of us here, we have been cursed. We have tied destiny to
I
Nollywood,
promise you, you
unfortunately.
guys, I promise you, people are actually going to see this movie. I promise you. I don't know how many people will see it. I'm expecting a good number of people to see it. So I really feel like people are going to see this movie. And Vanessa, you said that who is going to be like a ticket selling face in this? Excuse me. Are you not seeing Bad Boys in that cast? Like,
Eh?
what do you think is in there?
Eh? Okay.
That's
Koswala.
very true.
Excuse
I
me,
need pe
Vanessa.
Koswala say. I like how people are like is in the minds of people. That is my second question.
It's actually in the
Is
mind.
this film for? Because I feel like I don't know, maybe it's me, but my Twitter is very much Nollywood film Twitter, and I feel like if you're on a thing that's tailored to a thing, yes, that's gonna be front facing. We know about it because we care about film. Now, do
Mm-hmm.
non film heads know about Red Circle?
I
Were
promise
they
you.
among the
I,
people that were signing up
Vanessa,
to
let
get
me tell you.
membership ID card?
Vanessa, let me tell you how this gonna happen.
Okay,
On the day, non-film people gonna show up at that cinema,
all right,
and wherever it is that is showing, they gonna
fair
watch.
enough.
That's how Nigerians
No,
watch.
but
They
that's not
don't
the
even.
question I'm asking. Oh. The question I'm
Okay.
asking is that these marketing, these promotional
Mm-hmm.
endeavors, things
Mm-hmm.
like going to a website to go and collect ID card,
Mm-hmm.
changing your DP to Red Circle, were they done by the non-film people?
I don't
Okay.
know. That one is marketing thing that
That's
wants
all
that
I'm
one.
asking, because if it just genuinely, maybe things like the Chow Deck collabs and maybe the Sporting FC collabs are more targeted towards the non online
Non-film
film
people.
people, right? But things like
Mm-hmm.
changing your Twitter profile picture, signing up to a website to get an ID card that says I'm a member of the Red Circle,
Mm-hmm.
feels very targeted to a specific group of people. And I find that a bit counterproductive. But again, who am I? I know nothing.
Don't worry, you'll see. You'll see how it works.
All right. Okay. Big ups, Red Circle. Let us help them and promote their film. To be honest,
But because
if
me
you have
too, I
the
like Amala, so go and watch Red Circle.
hey, me, I like.
And I think there are plans to show it in UK too. I think I saw something.
Yeah,
I
they
can't
said
recall now, but I
the
think
thing
I saw
is,
something about a UK screening
they
as
say
well.
it's,
So
they say it's being released in cinemas globally on whatever this they
When is
said.
release day, say?
I can't remember. I don't know. Uh,
Oh, I tell you how I know. I just saw it. I know you guys. This seems like and I'm not being sarcastic. I literally just found out the release date today because I was scrolling on Twitter and I saw a Toby Bakre clip of them. They roll out red carpet for him and they brought him small box. Also, just to point out that we're really living in a recession in Nigeria. I remember when those invitations to premiere boxes used to be bigger than people's heads. Now they gave him one small box that basically fits in the palm of his hand. That's beside the point. Anyway, they gave him box to say stop now. Invitation to the premiere. Premiere is June 3rd, guys. June 3rd. Because Toby Bakre said it like 5 times. Oh yeah, premiere is almost here. June 3rd. So guys, June 3rd.
Okay,
okay.
did they say where in UK that?
No, that one that you didn't say. Oh, I only heard June 3rd. I didn't know where and how the
June
premiere
third
is going
is
to happen.
June
I
third
just
is
knew
like
it's
next
June
week.
3rd.
Next week. Oh.
Basically,
yeah,
yeah.
it's next weekend. June 3rd is next weekend. So don't worry, we are
June
almost there.
Wait.
by
Oh, June
6th,
6th.
not
Okay, okay, okay. June 6th. Okay, that makes more sense because I think that's like it. That's probably Friday.
Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway, we'll see. If it's globally, we might do a film club on it. You know. You know. We'll see.
Globally, everybody owe your money, go to cinema.
All right. Okay. Still Human said, I have to agree with Alan. I think people are going to see the movie just based on the fact that this has been in our faces for a while. Yeah, I just look. I was recounting my experience with going to the cinema in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
I watched 3 movies in Nigeria in 3 different places, and we're basically the only people in the cinema in all three cinema halls. So I don't know how we're doing. I don't know how we want to do this. Hopefully people are right. Hopefully these people know something, that we don't. But like for me, the way the red circle thing is that it feels marketed to. To be honest, I don't know who it's marketed to be honest. I'm sure the fans of all the. It's a huge cast. It's a huge cast with huge following. So I'm expecting it to make some amount of money. I just don't think the marketing I've been seeing so far is enough to pique the interest of non. Yeah, just like because like you don't to get that big money. It's not times are tough. It's not just to appeal to people who usually go to cinema because they on a normal. Those people are not plenty. Need to be doing more. And I thought this would be trying to appeal to just a broader audience. But anyway, it's what it is. The people who are against it will sit and we'll see how well they do. Anyway, all right. The other thing that I saw recently that I wanted to discuss was what did I put? Okay. Oh, Stanley calling out Tucker McBarrow. I don't know if people saw the clip. There's a clip where somebody somebody asked Stan, and he was sitting next to. Was it in a dimmer? Sat next to him. I think so. Yeah. And they were asking about. They were asking who's that producer that you don't want to that you don't want to work with again. And I know how this. I've heard this question many a times, and I know how these actors usually answer it. It's usually there's one, but let me not say his name. But he's big. You know him. You know him. If I call the name, that kind of thing. So I was shocked when Stan mentioned first and last name, first and last name, and then went on to specify why he's not why he doesn't want to work with him. Called him toxic. So I'm not actually particularly. I don't actually care about this one case because the guy, the only films I've seen from him are the AY films. He seems to make like all somewhat big budget films that end up getting lost in distribution hell somewhere. So I'm not even bothered about that. It's just interesting to me that I don't know why more people don't do this. Why more actors are not just saying, yes, this person is not, this person doesn't work well with other people. This person has bad character. Why does it not happen in Nollywood? Especially even when Stan said it, Inidima, who was sat next to her, was like, "Hey, I'm in trouble, Lord." Like, what is this? What's this thing in the air that even Inidima, who did not actually say the thing, just by me sitting next to Stan, who said it, was feeling uncomfortable, deeply uncomfortable from all of this. And we Nollywood outgrow this because is this not the thing that is disturbing all of them? Because like I don't even understand the incentive to keep quiet. Anyway, that's why I thought I'd share. That's something that's been on my mind. Terrence said for them to be dancing on TikTok and IG. This is probably related to the marketing this thing. And then some other thing that was on my mind this week was did anybody see Zubli's flying kick on on an actor?
Zubby Chan.
Zubby Chan, Zubli. Yeah, that's serious. So at first, because the version I saw was the Instablog Niger, where they blocked this thing. So I wasn't seeing the impact. Now, thank you for the person who tagged me in the video. I now saw it, and I was aghast. I was shocked. I was aghast. I was shocked by the by the actual impact, because it was a real kick, really serious kick, really impact. I don't know whether it's marketing. If that's marketing, that's not something that I would want to be part of marketing wise. I think very, very dangerous things. It reminds me of some of the really awful Nollywood safety standards we have. There was one film I was watching, and a horse was misbehaving, and there was a child right next to that horse. Was it Amina? I don't think it was Amina. I think it's I think it might be Arisha.
Prince of Thieves. King of
I think it was Arisha. I'm not sure at all. But I think it was Arisha. Because it feels more recent. Prince of Thieves I haven't seen in a very long time. But we have bad safety. We have bad safety, health and safety concerns and procedures and standards in well, in Nigeria in general, and it's strange to see it in film. But I hope the fellow actor is okay. Shade the other day, Gideon got stabbed. Gideon got stabbed. Is it allegedly? Why is it allegedly? Didn't it? Oh, because nobody. Why is it
Because
allegedly?
nobody has been charged for a crime, Mr. C. Allegedly,
Oh,
please.
oh, okay, okay, all right. Anyway, all right, okay. So there's just a weird, very bad standards that we're going through, and I hope we do better because it's not working out, to be honest. Anyway,
It's a generally Nigerian thing. It's the same, like like I said. Sometimes everything is bad from top to bottom. So from your concerns about Stanley's utterances and the reactions it usually pulls to the Zuby Chan little flying kick thing and the what do they call it, the whole lack of care behind how everything happened. I don't even know if there are contracts that states how maybe on-set incidents can be handled. I don't know if such a thing exists. I can't speak on that, but it's really just the Nigerian thing that permeates virtually 90 or 100% of the things we do in this country. That's just how it is.
it is actual, and that is just 90% of the country. That is 90% of the country is a very sad thing, to be honest, because it's so difficult when you're doing acting work. I can't imagine you want to just generally be in moments and to be in character. It's so difficult to do that when you don't know whether your your fellow actor is a mad person and is about to do a flying kick into your chest. This is not. I don't know. I don't know. Honestly,
Sorry, I also have
honestly,
a question.
honestly.
What I don't think so far in the history of Nollywood, there's ever been a film that requires a flying kick with that much vim
I would reckon
behind
the
it.
first truly global movie probably
I mean,
required
yeah,
a flying
sure. Yeah, okay, we'll give it that one. But see, even that one, they didn't do flying kick.
They didn't
So,
do because RMD cannot be doing no flying nowhere.
it's
RMD
like,
can't fly nowhere.
like this came from nowhere. O- Okay, good. I don't know, man. I also just think it's, you know how we talk about how we have a culture of anyhowness. It's just so reflective in everything. It's the anyhowness that has resulted in the lack of structure that we complain about in Nollywood, which has then, fed into all of this nonsense. Because I didn't mean we didn't like anyhowness. There would be structure on set. Fights, if there are any in any films, would be choreographed. There would be first aid directly on set. There would be a medic on set. There would be precautions put in place that people don't hurt people. Direction given to said actors, because I don't think that flying kick was directed.
they said it was improvised.
Oh god damn it, man.
Meanwhile,
Again,
this was unsanctioned. Apparently, he just felt adventurous.
wonderful. I just think, anyhowness is our downfall and will continue to be, and it's the same anyhowness that feeds into the silence culture, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there's no protection for actors
Hmm.
on set, offset, in the industry, no protection for anyone really. These actors feel like they are held to ransom, and so they will keep quiet about bad behavior from other actors, producers, directors while they're on set, rather than speak up, because there's no chain of or protocol for them to follow to be protected in anything. I mean, there was literally the general banding of actors back in the 2000s. There was a set of stars that we had built, the Genevieves and the Omotolas of the world, and they were banned by producers because these people were requesting more money. But again, there's no structure to our industry. See, well,
And this actual anyhowness and lack of structure and lack of just generally how to do things brings us back to again to the very unfortunate death of Junior Pope last year. Because if there was structure, if there was a way of doing things, the whole, like when that news came out, first of all, I couldn't even imagine how it happened. Because what do you mean someone is on a boat and you are transporting the person from set to some other location, and there is no life jackets, there is no talk about lifeguards, and then okay, you guys pull a body out, there is no form of contingency to say, okay, this is how we are going to move him. There is no CPR on ground. It was just a bunch of, I will never forget the sight of that many people, first of all, gathering around someone who had just been pulled out of water. Then I started hearing things because I was in Asaba at the time. Honestly, you guys will not believe how crazy the gist got. I started hearing things about well, they have to get like is it Babalawo Abi? They had to get like some DPS to do some incantations, and then they had to settle the spirits. And then I was like, what is going on? What exactly is going on? A lot of gist were just flying about, and again, it came back to the lack of structure. Because if this was a working country, if this was a working industry that had things in place, some things should just never have even happened to begin with. And this flying kick guy, we are talking about it now as an onset incident, like an accident. Like, but I heard about internal injuries. I don't even know how serious it is, but quite possibly it could have been somebody else, and that's how somebody's child will be called to glory. And that will be that on that. And it's so irresponsible and it's so careless and it's so unfortunate that when we finished talking about things like this, we are not really going to see any form of punishment. You're not going to see any actual actions that are going to protecting actors or crew members cast on set. We will not see. I don't even know if anything has gone into place to avoid what happened to Junior Pope last year. I don't think anything has been done about that aside that thing that they said they were going to ban the producer. There was a lot of noise. I don't even know if anything was actually implemented or they were just talking for the press. But these are recurring issues because today we say we are making jokes and we're talking about how, oh, what was wrong with Zubby, why would he do such a thing, and some people were even saying it's because he was high or something like that. But this could have easily been fatal, because why would you kick someone in the chest? What if the person has some other lingering issues? What do you mean internal injuries? And what was on set to protect things like this? Nothing. But tomorrow, the same guy that got a kick to his chest, by the time he's released now, he probably has to rush to another set because man must chop. And has there been anything put on set? That new set is going to go to maybe today it was somebody, it was Zubi's leg. Maybe tomorrow somebody will just slap him. Another team will enter. Another day it could be some other person collecting another form of unverified, unsanctioned Jackie Chan moves out of nowhere, and it could be beyond internal injuries. So again, these are not things that we should be talking about in 2025. These are things that we should have had structure. The time they were using to ban Genevieve and Co, they should have used it to set up a structure to protect future Genevieves and Ramses. But nobody has set up anything in 2025, and everybody's just doing a bell to God be the glory. Make we shall just go house. Make we just go office, come back. Now, grace of God, everybody they use survive. And we shouldn't be doing that by this time. But is it, where do you even start pointing? Whose fault is it? Where do you start pointing to? Who do you start making responsible for certain things? And how are you even sure that when you put certain persons, when you make certain persons responsible, how are you sure you'll be able to hold them to that? Are you sure there aren't sacred cows that maybe they can do and undo? Like, there is no structure, and it's going to continually be a toxic and unhealthy work environment where things are unsure, where people's the safety of lives, the safety of livelihood is just not certain, it's not sure. See, I don't even know, Sha, but God will actually help us in this country, the industry, the country, everything.
And I hear you. And it's just, it really feels like something needs to be done sooner rather than later because, yes, when you said this one wasn't fatal, but the next one might be. And you don't have to wait to the one that made everybody say somebody's called to glory before you start changing things. It's just, it's just yeah, it's kind of disheartening because these are very preventable things. And anyway, does anybody have anything else they wanted to share before we do what we've been watching this week? Um, uh, Anyway, Jacqueline says, I've worked on a number of movie sets, and it's alarming how off script the actors go with their lines, even with touching their co actors inappropriately, kissing that wasn't part of the script. I can go on, it's a ghetto out there. That's very unfortunate. That's one thing that I tend to, I notice more than most, where people's hands start wandering, and you can just feel the other person being uncomfortable with the whole thing. And it's just it makes for even a very, very uncomfortable watching because, yeah, I feel like I'm seeing some being sexually harassed more than anything else. That's why I'm watching. I'm not watching the love, this thing that well, I'm just watching somebody deeply uncomfortable, and that's never, that's never fun to watch. Nollywood must change.
Uh, I based on the last thing, the last comment you read, um, if you have ever been on a film set, you know how lawless Nollywood is. If you listen to male actors talk to female crew members, the things they say to female crew members, you'll be so pissed. I feel like what's going on? And these girls, I mean, the female crew members, they are used to it. So the way they react, because they don't, they're angry about it, but there's nothing they can do actually. So our actors, especially male actors, they are very ill mannered, very very ill mannered. You can only find a few of them that behaves. See, I've been on a set that even an someone who is upcoming, the things he was saying, I was like, are you people? Is it like you people were not well trained or what? The things they say to the female crew members, especially, they still respect the female actors. That they still give those people kind of respect because those ones too, they are divas. But the things they say to female crew members, um, it's just so. This one that kicked someone in the chest, I'm not even surprised because you want to overdo. They want to do game moments. You go and kick another person in the chest. They'll be fine actually. I hope the person doesn't die actually. And I hope they don't blacklist the victim because Zubby is a big guy. So it's possible that because of this whole drama, people came to complain that they might blacklist the guy. And that would be so devastating. I just wish they could do better. They really need to do better.
Yeah, thank you. I'm also, I guess a part of me is interested in how the video got out because again it reminds me of the stand thing where usually people just like to keep quiet for whatever reason. So it feels like quite a bold move for whoever leaked the video. But I'm all for it. I mean, I'm not even saying Zuby's career should disappear or anything. I don't know, but like, there should be consequences. If you want this thing to stop, you need to put protections into the process. You need to build it in. If not, this is just going to keep on happening, and who knows where we'll go next. Okay, Little Wonder.
All right. Thank you. Am I audible? I don't know.
Yes,
Can you guys
yes,
hear me?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So, about the old Zuby Michael and the whole incident on sets, for this kind of situation, I'm trying to be very, very objective about it because despite the fact that all these criticisms that we lay upon Nollywood, they are, the obvious criticisms that we've been trying to point out for a long time, which nothing have been done about. But in this kind of situation, I really do not know the context of that kick because I was trying to look at it. People said, oh, it's not in the scripts, number one. Number two, the director did not sanction it. Okay, no wala. Is it the case that Zubi Michael just decided on that particular take to just kick somebody? It seems very, very hard to me. I don't understand what is going on in his mind, what is going on in his head. The what's the name? The acting system or acting style that I decided to use, what method acting style or Jackie Chan style that I decided to do that I said, okay, this particular take, I'm going to forcefully kick you in the stomach or whatever. And first aid is very, very important actually. I really do not think it is possible for us to do all these things without having some incidents. I'm trying to be very, very like sensitive with whatever it is that happens on set, which is injury. But there's no how we can actually imitate life without actually having one or two incidents. You understand? We can't be 100% perfect. We just have to make sure that there are things in place to make sure that these things don't, cause another problem like loss of life. In the situation of Junior Pope now, assuming there was something on ground to make sure that whatever it is that happens, there's first aid, there's rescue and everything, it wouldn't have happened that that person would have died. Him falling into it is something that probably might have just happened because things can happen. There can be onset incidents. I don't think that is 100% preventable because even Alex Badwin that was on set in a sophisticated set like that, there was a situation of a bullet being replaced with a real bullet from blanks and all those things, and somebody died because of it. Not saying that that is justifiable, but on a set, there are some times that we know that something can happen that it wasn't planned. But what was it that was on ground to prevent loss of life or to make sure that that particular injury does not get aggravated? That is where I think we should look into. Other than, it's very easy to bash the actor. Oh, what was he drunk when he started kicking it? Why wasn't it inside the script? Did the director sanction it and all those things? I understand that that is important. But if we create a structure whereby first aid is prioritized, whereby rescue mission is prioritized, and all those things are in place, we in the spur of the moment. I'm not trying to defend the guy, but in the spur of the moment, we never know. We never know what it is that the two actors have even decided. In the spur of the moment, something can happen, and it's like wrestling. Wrestling is fake, but there are sometimes that these people suffer actually real injuries when the person performing the stunt or the person receiving it does not receive it well. So sometimes things like that happen. I just feel like we should try to make our sets more sophisticated, more health conscious, and more conscious to the well-being and the safety of the actors to prevent this kind of situation getting bad or causing loss of life or terrible medical conditions to the person on the receiving end. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. I guess there's a slim window where it's possible, based on some of the reports that have come from. It doesn't seem like it was planned. But I guess, like, maybe, who knows? But it's just usually when things are planned, there's a way things would turn out. The kick on my take on the reason why I feel convinced that that's not something planned is just the way he took the kick, the way it landed, because he didn't seem prepared for it. And usually that's what you would do. You would have, but he walked into it, which yeah, doesn't give me the impression that he knew what was going. And in the Alec Baldwin case, that is not a good example of. That's an example where things didn't go according to plan, and somebody was actually held accountable. I think somebody was found guilty for manslaughter in that case. So that's actually consequences happening. You don't Somebody can't die on set, and that's was not somebody can't die, but like in the way in the manner it did, that can't be nobody's fault. Somebody's job would have had to have been making sure um something. I don't know. I don't know the exact details with how those the
Making sure the props
props.
were safe.
Yeah, making sure the props were safe. That's somebody's job. If that's not done properly, somebody will get held, and that's what happened. Somebody was held liable in court. So yes, if that's the case here, then the same thing should happen or something similar. Again, I don't know. I'm not sure what the punishment should be. I'm just saying that there should be consequences for um, um, the process and procedures. We're not trying to have exactly zero injuries in on set. That's probably not possible. Again, like my thing is about easily preventable injuries and accidents. This one for me seems like it was uh, definitely preventable. All right. Anyway, is there anything anyone wanted to say before we discuss what we've been watching this week?
Hi guys.
Hi.
Um yeah, so kind of joining myself to what the previous guy said. Sorry, I've forgotten the name. And also what the lady before him said. So um when it gets to certain stunts, there should always be choreographed. And I think the problem with Nollywood is not even an actor problem. We have a producer problem in the sense that certain things that happen on set shouldn't be determined by the actor or the director. It should be determined by the producer. Um, if we are having a quarrel in a scene that entails that we fight, that we drop kick, that we do actual punches, it should be choreographed. It should be set aside as a special shoot, unlike other stuff that include maybe slapping or dialogue. And to tell you the truth, the lady mentioned earlier that a lot of people go off scripts, off screenplays and all on set, and I think that's a pretty. It's not like it's the ideal thing always, but it's not a bad thing to go off the screenplay. Like actors could have even rehearsed a particular screenplay for months, and then on the day of filming, one of the actors just gets hit by God and then goes off the screenplay, and the dialogue that they pick from that particular improv would make it into the final cut as against what was written in the script. An instance of this should be even in Sinners. I remember there was this particular scene in Sinners where they were driving and the man after his own dialogue just started singing, and Michael B. Jordan was like telling the other guy, you better get onto this vibe, stuff like that. So it's not always planned. Meryl Streep herself, someone mentioned that this happens in Nollywood sets, but it also happens on Hollywood sets. Like a lot of actors, when in character, have slapped people when they were supposed to not have slapped. like Meryl Streep and Dustin Hoffman, which was a popular case back then. But it happens like a lot of times. Like you speak with these actors, like even the upcoming ones, and it's something that always happens. So as for slaps, it's not something that can be controlled. As for stunts, that should be choreographed. But then when it comes to an actor speaking to female crew members in a certain way, first off, yeah, we have to blame the actors. But then it gets me back to saying that this is a producer problem and not an actor problem or a director problem. Because if I'm on set as a producer, as a line producer, and I see an actor speaking to a female crew member, or even an actor speaking to any crew member at all in a disrespectful way, it's my duty to go to them and be like, no, we don't talk like this on this set. So our problem for me is a producer problem. It's not a director problem because the director would usually focus on the creative angle of things and how they pan out. It's an actor problem, low key, but actors are meant to be put in line by the producers. So yeah, it's not an actor's problem and it's a producer problem, and I think we should deal with that. Thank you.
I think I feel like everybody should share responsibility in this. You're right. Like it's good for the producer to producer, director, whoever sets it is to set the standard. But I think it's important that everybody take responsibility to make sure that people are treated with respect and these kind of things don't happen. Uh, Ch- Chinweke,
Yeah, hi everyone. Can you guys hear me?
yeah, yeah, we can.
Okay, cool. So I want to mirror what you said about everyone sharing some responsibility in determining how everybody conducts themselves on set because I know it's been a bit of a bleak fest here, with everybody raining on dumping on Nollywood. I think so. The sets that I've been on with my boss and TM, so her sets, the way she marshals her sets, she makes sure it's like uh, she goes she puts in extra effort to make sure that everybody behaves. I mean, there's always going to be people who try to cross the line and everything, but she's very intentional about it and how everybody should respect themselves and conduct themselves respectfully. So I think the director as well, because the producer sometimes isn't even going to be on ground to know what is happening. Sometimes they might not even be on ground when filming is happening for them to be able to see the actors that will go off script and whatnot. So I feel like that's the bulk of the responsibility is actually on the director. Um, and another thing I wanted to say about Red Circle's marketing was that, I mean, the question here would be what was their intention, right? I mean, if the intention is to get people to talk about it, then I'd say it's pretty much working. I'd say it's working for them. Maybe that's what their intention is. It's hard to say, really. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to add. Oh, a topic I would like us to actually talk about would be this VO3, this VO3 release that was just happened, and its impact on film and what it could mean for filmmaking in the future and all of that. I don't know if it's something you guys are interested in. I had a conversation with Uchenna about it over the yesterday or so. Yeah, good evening. And I don't know. I think it's going to. I don't know if it's something you guys want to talk about. I would like to hear people's opinions on it and whatnot before I pitch in mine. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Enrique. Maybe it's something I'll think about it a little bit more, whether it's something that can fit either into a topic on its own or maybe a different hangout, but I'll give it a thought. Little Wonder.
All right. I just want to round up my line of thoughts. When I made mention about the Alex Baldwin case, I wasn't talking about consequence. Of course, for that kind of situation, there should be a consequence. A life was involved, somebody was charged, even though it wasn't jailed for it, it was involuntary manslaughter. But I'm not talking about consequence. I'm just talking about the fact that in the process of imitating life, sometimes the unplanned happened. That's why I made mention of that. And I'm not trying to be, reducing the fact that Zubby Michael should also take responsibilities. And also, for what the maybe the penultimate speaker before the last speaker spoke, the stunt coordinator is very, very important, because you can't just anything that is physical, it can't just be from the spur of the moment, especially if it's an action film. And all this still goes back to directing and the process of producing, directing the movie. The person that is in charge of whatever it is that happens in the scenes needs to take charge. It is very, very important. If Zubby Michael already knows that he can't pull out some stuff out of his bag without the director stopping him, he would caution himself. He won't just go about doing things that he feels is right for the scenes when he hasn't been instructed to do so. An actor should be given the right also to, do things from the spur of the moment, method acting and all those things to whatever it is that you feel is in the mood of the scene. There's nothing wrong in that. But, there should be somebody coordinating it, in the sense that when we say people should go off script, we are not saying you should go off script in the sense that whatever it is that you are now doing is now completely out of the concept of what the people that want to make the movie had in mind before. It has to still be along the line of that concept. So, as just to reiterate what the last speaker said about the stunt coordinating is very, very important, and the producers, the director, sorry, needs to take charge of the set. You can't just leave your actors to just do whatever it is that they like. Try to be cautioning them and explaining what they are supposed to do. And in an action film setting, try to have stunt coordinators, because I don't want a situation whereby we'll just pile up on these people and then they are not even going to try to do anything that is going to be action oriented as anymore again, because they'll be like, oh, okay, because if you do this one now, it seems as if people are going to bash us and all those kind of things. You get Zubby probably in his mind didn't intend to cause all those problems. In his mind, he did eventually, and he should, take the consequence for it. But in his mind, it was just like, okay, let's do this, and let us make this scene, let's make it as believable as it's supposed to be. And whatever happened, happened. So that's just my whole opinion about the stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, and I think you did mention that it helps if the director is, boundaries are set earlier on, so that when somebody wants to mad, they at least put boundaries on where their madness can go. Because at the end of the day, your intention is not going to help somebody pay somebody's hospital bill or heal somebody's broken ribs or whatever that could happen to anybody. But anyway, let's move on to any recommendations for anything people have been watching earlier in the week. I want to start, since that we got recommended something yesterday. Vanessa started watching Forever today, and that has been so much fun. I've been seeing stuff on the TL. I just haven't been on Twitter as much. I just saw whispers, but I've been watching watching it, and it really has. I understand why. I when Vanessa was recommending this to us, her hatred for Far From Home came up again, and I understand why. It's so good at grounding all the stakes that it has at the level of the characters it's dealing with, which is young characters. It doesn't have to get in crime and drugs, and all of them feel very, very well fleshed out, and they behave like their age, and it's actually it's just is yeah, there are lots of it that are cute and just well acted. And honestly, uh, it's been a while. Like a young male actor has like impressed me. It's usually the women are usually much better at these things, but I think the guy's been very good. So yeah, I recommend Forever, right? That's what it's called. It's on Netflix. So watch it. It's young, it's kind of nice, cute, young black love. All right, Vanessa.
Yay! Come on, Mara Brock Akil for president. Everybody be loyal to my queen's ministry. That woman has held black characters down for decades, and I hope people continue to give her money to write and direct more young black people of all ages. Like, she's giving us girlfriends, she's giving us lovers, she's giving us. Sorry, guys, I can gush about Mara Brock Akil forever and ever. Love it, guys. Okay. Now, on to my not so good record. Okay. I'm switching to Nollywood stuff I've been watching. I've been watching YouTube again. Weirdly enough, I haven't watched anything new on YouTube in ages because it's been bad. It's been so bad on YouTube. And this past weekend, stuff just popped up that it's not like it's groundbreaking stuff. It's not really like fantastic films, but I finished these films and I was like, okay, I don't feel like I wasted my time, which I usually feel I've been feeling for a while on YouTube. So there's three films. First on Uche Nabo's channel, Mo can attest to this. Unlawfully Yours, which stars Erica Nweledim and Maurice Sam. Guysy, the romance was not the focus here. Honestly, to be honest, we could have done without the romance. The real love story in this film is between Maurice Sam's mother and Erica. I thought it was cute. Um, it was also kind of paced nicely. Like, it didn't feel like they were rushing into this romance. Um, it didn't feel like, even with the relationship with his mom, it was like done very well. So that's Unlawfully Yours on Uche Nabo's channel. Then I have Threesome on Frederick Leonard's channel now. The reason why I even clicked on that film, because when I saw the name, money, oh Frederick, what are you doing, guys? I clicked on this because Cynthia Clark is in it, and this is me putting out warnings for all of you. Cynthia Clark is my wife. I will not be taking rivalries. Elizabeth, you can whatever, you can thumbs me down from now to tomorrow. Cynthia Clark is my wife. I have married her. She knows. She's incredibly beautiful. I am loyal to her ministry. I think she's great. And when I saw her on the thing, I said, fine, I might as well watch it. And I didn't hate it. Now, is it fantastic? No. Does it have Frederick Leonard being Frederick Leonard? Yes. But it was great and I had a good time. So guys, watch Threesome on Frederick Leonard's channel and support my babe, Cynthia Clark. Her Clark is spelled with an E if you're trying to find her on Instagram. Um I'm
You are so blessed for that. You are so blessed for that. You're so real for
and
that.
I'm not going to stop people from looking at my babe. I'm trying to get eyes on my babe. What do you mean? So that they can put her in more things. Her name is Cynthia Clark, spelled with an E at the back. Thank you very much. And finally, again, someone else I normally wouldn't have given a chance. Chinonso Arubai. I didn't even know she had her own channel, but it just popped up on my YouTube. And I'd seen it when I was watching Unlawfully Yours and Threesome, and I ignored it. And then I went again today and I was like, something to spark joy. And it stars Chinonso Arubayi, obviously, and Brian Okwara of Mr. Nigeria fame. Now, it is called Love and Korope. And one of the reasons why I was not going to watch this was because I'm tired of all the love in a time of Danfo, love in a time of Keke, love in a time of one thing that we do usually do in Nollywood. So when I saw Love and Korope Money, oh, here they have come with a vehicular motto and love. But I didn't hate this either, guys. Premise: there's a bunch of people who live in this face me, I face you apartment, and apparently they kind of all sort of live there for free because the owner of the house is like they're all weirdly their adoptive father. Man dies, his son comes from America, and they are suspicious of him basically coming to take over the house and drive them. And as we all know, hijinks ensue, and Brian and Chinonso fall in love. Anywho, guys, it was a nice, comfortable watch. So those are the three things that you should watch on YouTube this weekend. Thanks.
Wow, wow.
Vanessa, we have gone to your wife's page, and I've just have to tell you that polygamy is,
It's a lie.
Can you maintain that by
I
yourself?
can.
Project,
I can. I'm willing.
project, we
I'm willing
maintain
to go
together.
broke. I'm willing to go broke. I will.
Does she not deserve both of us to go broke for
I
her?
don't think so, to be
Yeah,
honest.
dear. Funny idea. The two of you actually crazy people. All right. Okay. Does anybody else have any recommendations for us? If not,
I do have a recommendation, but it's not Nollywood,
okay,
unfortunately.
that's
Okay, to be fair. Just to tell you guys what I've been watching, actually. I've been watching what Vanessa has been watching. I also watched that film Unlawfully Yours on Chinambo channel. Maurice Sam for the first time has not annoyed me in a long time. And I really don't even watch Maurice Sam in a while. I've not watched him in a while. Then even Erica did not annoy me. I like the character. I like the plots. Again, maybe not like actually, because now you watch YouTube as a background noise, and it was actually very good background noise. Like it didn't annoy me. So I now watch that Frederick Leonard one. First for our wife Cynthia. Thank you very much for sharing her. It was because of her that I watched it. I don't know what I was watching, Vanessa.
See, you have to watch it with spiritual eye. You can.
I didn't know what I
It's
was watching.
materialist for
In fact,
Nigerians. It's
at some point, I started fast
no.
forwarding. Like I was watching as background noise, but I'll see fast forwarding just that so that I can finish, so that I can see. I was scrolling out so that I can just see her face. Like if I watch enough of her face, maybe I'll be satisfied.
It's materialist for
Anyways,
broke people. You don't realize. Some of us might not watch selling songs materialist because A24
I
might not
can't.
bring it to Nigeria.
It's because I can't stand Frederick
Exactly. That's why
Leonard.
I
Let me
say you
not
have to
lie to
let
you.
Cynthia lead the way.
Like I cannot stand him. Like they have to pay me to watch him. Anyways, so I went back to watch. I stopped watching Covenant, like episode 160 something, a long time ago. I went back, people of God. I went back to Rita Meta to go and visit my people. They were nice. Sorry to those of you that don't have access to Showmax. It's actually not a bad show. So I've started again. And again, I also thought to myself, I started compiling list of series shows to watch when I finish school in the next 2 months. I couldn't wait to start watching them. So guys, I watched Outer Banks. I watched Umbrella Academy. I didn't watch everything, but I watched like the first seasons of both. So that's all I've been watching. I've not watched. No, that's not true. I was very busy this weekend. I also watched Siren, the new show on Netflix. You know what? I didn't know what to expect. I thought it was going to be something magical about mermaids. It wasn't. But was I? It confused me enough. But acting made sense. What else did I watch, guys? No, I think that was Then I went back. I'm like, let me go back and watch one of these black people romance thing that I usually have beef with. So I went back to go and watch Brown Sugar. I didn't finish it. I remember that much. I didn't like it. So that's all I watched. Thank you very much for staying with me. Bye.
Thank you, Elizabeth. I don't know how much. You know what? I was going to say maybe I should try this movie that Vanessa has recommended with her half heart, quarter of heart self. To be honest, the way she recommended it, and then I saw this Cynthia Clark, and I was like, okay, my curiosity is super piqued. I remember I've seen this babe before. It's very. She looks almost AI. Oh my god. Yeah. I might.
You are right. She looks like AI. You are very right, but she's very pretty.
Yeah, crazy. Anyway, who put their hand up first. I think it was Nollywood Must Change.
So I tried to watch a Nollywood film on YouTube a few days ago. Okay, it was my friend that was watching. So I was not like, okay, let me join. It was Bimbo, Ademuye, and Nina Lowo. I've forgotten the title. Maybe it's
Loving Aduke.
Oh
I
my
think
god.
that's Loving
No,
Aduke.
but you have to watch Loving Aduke in the context of the fact that Loving Aduke is a sequel.
Let me talk, Vanessa.
Yes.
A sequel
Yes,
to what,
watch the
please, so that I can
second
watch
part.
it,
Sequel to what?
Vanessa.
I mean, I'll look for the first
Watch
name.
the second part.
Hmm.
Loving Aduke is the sequel to
I
is the
actually
sequel to Loving
I accepted I
Aduke
was
2.
watching old Nollywood like because not it doesn't make any sense at all. You know, like it doesn't make any sense. It's I was enjoying it like old Nollywood. That let me just accept I'm watching old Nollywood because the things that were happening, they were the one that will keep something in a lady's bag. The mother will go and threaten her. You leave my son. My own issue with the movie was that the mother was speaking British. The son was speaking American, English, everything just Dabaru. I was like, what's going on? I was like, what's going on? Why is the mother speaking Britico and the son is speaking American English? I don't know. Nollywood,
They are
they
intercontinental.
will kill me. So actually, it was like if you want to watch Loving Aduke, I think that's the apart from Diamond Ring, that's the Nolly YouTube movie that I will watch to the end. Like let me just I think when I watch movie with someone else, I can't, fast forward it, I can't do anything. So I'll just manage how much. And the whole story, they try to have like a subplot, Aduke's cousin or something. They try to have like a subplot and that one I was like, okay, this doesn't fit into the story anyways. So that it will not just be the whole thing lasted for like 2 hours. I was like, okay. Then I watched these Abuja people's teenage story about fashion. I only saw the first episode actually. It was giving and not giving because the first scene dragged. But I like the pilots, like the person who wrote it had a little bit of sense. It's kind of like, oh, this is a good pilot for its web series because they like introduce the character. They were not doing too much of a conflict. They were not doing too much of conflict. I could, get to know the character, and oh, I would like to know about this character. So I'll probably might go back to it, you know. So and I saw another series. I saw another series. One is it African Magic or Showmax series? Oh my god! I saw the first 2 episodes. Episode one no resemble episode two. It be like say another thing I dey watch again. It was very. I don't want to. I don't want to spoil. I will use name to come out there. I was like, who wrote this? Who created this series? God. Anyways, God will help Nollywood. We finally get there someday. So I think I would recommend. I can't remember the. Okay, is it Fashion Girl? This series, the web series from the Abuja people. It's Fashion Girl. Is it Fashion Girl? Something like that. I think that's it. I recommend Fashion Girl.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nollywood Must Change. Alan, and any recommendations for us?
Just in case you guys want to see our AI babe Clark, that's more of her. She's in Band of Five. I think is that the first series. I think that's the first production I saw her in on YouTube. Band of Five. I think it's an Abuja series on Showdeck. And yeah, I like the what do they call it? The pilot episode. It's kind of young. It's kind of YA. It's I don't know, Sha, but it's kind of YA, and I got through the first 2 to 3 episodes. I'll still go back to it, but I don't know about the premise, Sha, but I'll still go back to it. I liked everybody looked good, and the setting was nice, and I'm sure the story will be nice too. I also tried to watch a couple of movies because I saw 1 or 2 things about it. I visited with Kadri for the first time in like 6 months or more because someone said she used all the ashwebis that she got for different weddings she's been at in this one movie. I think the name is Royal Company. Yeah. So I said let me go and see how she used all these ashwebis in Royal Company. And the opening scene, I was like, what was actually going on? We had like 5 minutes in, and Too Sweet Anan playing Ahana, which I was quite offended by, considering the last time I saw an Ahana was Stan in Rattlesnake, and I'm seeing this Ahana and the man, I've forgotten his name, but the man that's supposed to play his father, they are having this. I don't know if they were trying to do this whole Peter Doce trying to sound they're trying to sound like this Peter Doce kind of throw proverbs at each other. I don't know what was going on there, but I was like, what are these people even doing in this film? Then I said, let me go and check the comment section. Let me see if somebody asked what they were doing in this movie. And you guys, YouTube comment section is the ghetto. You can never get anything from there. I did not see anything related to the film. First 10 comments, 12 comments, 15 comments, nothing. And so, even though they were really trying to do something with that film, and I was going there to see what that's is it Mr. Nigeria? I don't know, that Nigerian guy that won that beauty pageant last year. I don't know why he's in Ruth Kadri's little production thing now. So I said, let me go and see what he's about, because I like to see where people are starting from. So when they do get their acting jobs, if they do get their acting jobs, I'll be like, okay, so I saw you when you were still trying to get the ropes. So I went to see him and see what he could do. But I couldn't stay. And that's the second movie I'm going to. That's the second Ruth Kadri movie that I'm going to see. So I can see what he can do. And I'm still not like I can't just stay because good looking guy, but his story and every other thing going on around him is just not keeping me. Hopefully they do
No,
put
but
him in
can I
something
say,
eventually that keeps
Olana?
me.
I want to say
Yeah.
that I actually want to thank Ruth Kadri for giving people a chance. No. Ruth is probably one
Honestly.
of the only people on YouTube, not only, but like she's one of the few people who has consistently launched careers. She gives people a
Yes.
chance, and I think what she's doing with this guy is quite admirable because she's not casting him as lead.
Hmm.
He only appears on
No,
screen for
like
like
a
maybe five
supporting
minutes
character.
or 10 minutes. In this second one, he was on
Yes.
screen a lot, but he was still like a supporting character. Barely
A
had any
supporting
lines.
character.
But she's giving him a chance, may
Hmm.
hands strong for the work. Before one person go
Yeah.
cast him as lead. So no problem.
Before
So
money
no,
grab him.
so no problem now. May at least may in day inside the team for like 5 seconds. No wahala.
Yeah, I know it's actually admirable because like we talk about sometimes talk about how younger actors or newer actors aren't getting an opportunity, maybe like on a YouTube production and stuff like that. There's always like, well, if we cast them, will you watch? If we cast them, will you watch? So Ruth giving these newer actors a platform more or less, it's quite admirable. I will always appreciate her just for giving them a platform because these days it's hard to find platform. Everybody knows it's kind of difficult. You can't unseat the people who are already seated. So having a Ruth Kadri, even Ruth Kadri mainly, she's the one that really gives all these guys that you probably won't see in some other production. She gives them that platform. So it's very admirable. Hopefully more people give younger actors or newer actors these roles, even if it's as supporting. So if you see maybe if you see this guy, like, because like in that Royal Company movie, I noticed a few people saying, "Oh, I like this guy. Oh, this guy that plays Chidi is this and that and that." So yeah, people are noticing and people are seeing him. And maybe in another two movies, she'll probably cast him as a lead, and that's how like careers are built. That's how you actually give someone a name eventually. So yeah, I'm actually happy about that. Another movie I attempted to watch. This is Sonia Uche. This was my first sojourn into the Sonia Uche verse universe as far as YouTube goes. Something about 30 mess. I've forgotten, but 30 and a mess, I think, with Clinton Joshua and Angel. And I kept on watching that movie, and the only thing that came to my mind is the writer's name is Damilola something. I kept on wondering, Damilola, are you proud of this thing that you wrote? What exactly is going on here? Like, I didn't know. I was like, who writes this kind of character? Like, there are characters that are written sometimes in Nollywood, female characters that are written a certain type of way, and I'm like, this is supposed to be a caricature, and it's almost insulting that people write female characters like that. Like, what do you mean? Oh, just this man hating guy, and she's just hating on men and hating on love because she had this one heartbreak with this boyfriend, and it was just exaggerated. I didn't know what the aim was, but it was more offensive than anything else. And I was like, why would you write a character like this? Is this a? Are you trying to like? Are you trying to make fun of somebody? Are you trying to make fun of something? Because it wasn't even. It wasn't funny. I still haven't gotten through to it. I'll probably finish it sometime later. But yeah, that's what I've been watching so far. Aside my usual Chitam that you guys abroad can't access, sadly and unfortunately for you guys. But yeah, I'm still watching Chitam, and things are getting heated in Mbiri right now, and we are about to scatter Ojigi Jaga's plans, and yeah, next week is gonna be hot. So yeah, sorry to you guys, however, in the UK and in other places. I mean, you can't have it all. You can't have a stable economy and the nice jobs that bring in money and still have nice movies like Chitam. You gotta manage YouTube. I'm so sorry, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. We manage. We manage. All right. Is there anybody else? Any more recommendations before we go? Okay. Okay, Stephanie.
This is not exactly a recommendation, but Vanessa had asked for where to watch telenovelas, right?
My
Just to be
queen. With subtitles.
okay. Yeah. So what kind of telenovelas are you looking for? Tell me.
Everyone, even if it's from the 1980s, I want to watch.
Okay, I have found a website for
Wonderful.
you. It's free, but some of them are not free. Like My Heart Beats for Lola, you have like 5 episodes, then you have to pay for
I
premium.
don't even
Is
want to
that
watch My Heart Beats for Lola.
okay?
They
Okay, there are
annoy
other
me,
ones.
so it's okay.
The only thing I want to
But
watch is the only thing
What's
I
the
want
name
to
of
watch.
the website? Sorry.
okay, let me WLEXT
WLEXT
.is.
.is.
But the thing is that you have to use a VPN. If you don't use a VPN, like you get ads and it's
VPN to
annoying.
which country?
Um, I used a US one to
Wonderful.
yeah,
Thank you so much. You are a
but it
godsend.
everything I could think of. I've checked for all of the telenovelas I know, and it's there.
Honestly, you don't know what you have done for me. Thank you so much.
All right, that's all I have.
Wow, wow. You
Bye.
people share trade secrets here. Wow, wow, wow.
Right. Okay. All right. So this is what you are using NFC to do.
Didn't you want
Okay.
people to make connections and community? Wahala.
All right. Enjoy. Anyway, next week we're still not going to have a fire in the moth in the fire, moth and the fire kill moth. I don't know. One of those versions, I'm sure, is the right one, or maybe not. But I don't think we're still having that film next week.
I think they said
They
said June 3rd.
Yes, I think they said June 3rd, which sounds like a Tuesday, which is a very strange. Which is a very strange um, place to time to drop film. But we keep
I
an eye
think
on it.
Netflix is dropping one on Friday.
If not, we'll see whether anything's dropping on Friday. Did you say something's dropping on Friday?
We
Not
have
even machine.
I think that Lara Unlimited on YouTube. That's the Smart Money Woman spin-off.
Olana is
Like,
joking.
Yes, I'm not joking. Actually, it's
That
something
is
dropping
fine.
and it's on YouTube and it's going to be available. So just in case. Oh yeah,
Thank
I
you.
think I don't know, Sha. There's supposed to be one for Netflix, that party movie, but I don't know if it's going to be geolocked. I don't know.
All right. Okay. Wait, not even much change. What were you saying? Did you?
yes, the Netflix movie Alana just talked about.
Okay. All right. Okay. We'll see. We shall see. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week. Friday, we'll know what we're watching. Thank you, and see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey.
Thanks for listening to the episode. If you enjoyed listening and would like to join live, just follow us on Twitter at Iroko Critic and join us every Sunday, 6 p.m. West African time on our spaces.